So welcome to activity number 4, which is all about parties, right? Mixers, events. It allows you to thank the people who do so well for you, who do so good for you, and it allows for you to meet people that you normally would not have met or been connecting with. And so the very first mixer or event we're going to talk about is the housewarming party. I threw all of my buyers a housewarming party. Very simple. I said, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, when you buy this dream home, your beautiful home right here, 30 to 90 days after, I, your awesome realtor, I'm going to throw you a housewarming party. I'm going to bring the food in. I'm going to cater the food. All you have to do is invite all your friends and family members, and you can provide the alcohol because I don't carry that liability, right? And guess what? It's going to be fun. I'm going to take photos. You're going to love it. All my other clients I've thrown housewarming parties for love it. And this allows you, right, when you're throwing this event for your buyer, in your sphere of influence, this allows you to connect with people that you normally would not be able to connect with. This allows for you to get possibly referrals on the spot. This allows for you to build your sphere of influence, right? And also better and deepen that relationship with this buyer, their husband and wife, right? Very, very simple. So that's the very first event I'm giving you guys. I think it's a non-negotiable. You should offer this to every single buyer you represent. They all will not do it, but the ones that do, you will be able to build your sphere of influence much higher than it already is. So the second event is your VIP Diamond Party. It's the best way to say thanks to the diamonds in your sphere of influence. And you have to do something special for these folks and you wouldn't do it for any other folks, right? It's almost like, the traveling, right? There's the Diamond Club of travelers that travel so much. They get to go to the express lines. They get upgrades to first class. This is the same type of thing for your diamonds, right? The folks that refer the heck out of you. And so I threw a party every year, the VIP exclusive party, and guess what? It was invite only to my diamonds. And it started small. Let me give you guys an example. You don't have to start big. Let me tell you where I started and where it ended up. So the beginning, I was 22. I didn't have many diamonds, right? All my friends, they didn't know anyone wanted to buy or sell. They were out finishing school and who knows. They didn't have diamonds. So I only had 2 diamonds. 2 people were diamonds. I said, guys, I want you to come to my house. It's not big or anything. I want you to come to my house. I'm going to have a chef cook for us. So bring your spouse, and 4 people came. And so it was my 2 clients and their spouses and me. And guess what? I sat there and just got to know them. How's it going? I sat there and thanked them. Thank you so much. Thank you for your business. Thank you for trusting me to represent all your friends and family members. It means a lot to me. Here are my goals for the year. Here's what I want to do next year. Thank you, Donna, for referring me 12 deals. Thank you, Amy, for referring me 3. I thank you guys so much. It's a way for me to thank my sphere of influence of who is actually referring me a lot of deals. Now, that's where it started. Guys, it got big, right? As you continue to build this sphere of influence, it gets fun. So my second event, I had a little bit more. I had 12 people that weren't going to fit inside of my house. So what I do, I took them to Ruth's Chris, great steakhouse. Same thing. Want to thank you all. Here's my #1 referring diamond. Thank you so much, Shelly. Here's a little award. Thank you all for referring me. You guys are my best people in my sphere, my best relationships. I couldn't thank you enough. Let's drink on me. Let's eat on me. Ciao. Done, right? Very simple. From there, I got a little bigger. I couldn't bring 25 people to Ruth's Chris the next year, so guess what I did? I rented out a commercial grade kitchen. I invited everyone and their friends. I had 65 people there, and guess what we did? We had an Iron Chef cook-off. Everyone in all the groups got the same amount of ingredients. They all had to make the same thing, and guess what? There were judges on who actually made the best meal. And guess what I gave to the winners? Cooking for Dummies, a book. Very simple, but guess what? The same thing happened. I want to thank all of you. Some of you who've been with me for 3 years now, we started at my house. You guys can see what we do now. I got to thank the top referrers. I got to thank the winners of the Iron Chef Cook-Off. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And guess what? These are the events you throw for your VIP client. Guys, this is so fun. And if you treat these folks like gold, I'm telling you, this is what happens. They start to compete with each other. Like, I'm telling you, Shelly wants to be the #1 referrer next year. So you know what she's doing? She's going out of her way to keep that title, to keep that trophy, and to continue to refer me. And some people just won't. They won't want that, but a lot of people get competitive in this. So I'm telling you, VIP parties to your diamonds, essential. Once a year. I did this once a year. It can start small at your house. It can start small at a restaurant. It can start big. Maybe you have a lot of diamonds right now. Guess what? Throw a big event. But I would say start now. Pick 1, 2, 5, 10, however many diamonds you have, and make this a non-negotiable year after year. It's a lot of fun. It totally is effective, and it works. You should be thanking these folks. So let's talk about the third event, which is business mixers. Very simple. I set up business mixers for everyone that was in my real estate recall that was a business owner. Plumbers, painters, attorneys, financial advisors. And I said, hey folks, I'm throwing my first ever business mixer. I want all the people that I love and I trust, and I put my name to their crafts work, their craftsmanship of work. I want you guys to come to this business mixer. And so it was simple. I'd call a restaurant. I'd ask for a private room. I'd say, what's it going to cost for maybe 20 people worth of hors d'oeuvres? I'd find that price. I'd say, hey guys, the entry to this is $5 or $10 because it's going to cover the food. You have to buy your own drink. And let me tell you something here, folks. When you get business people in a room with food and drinks at that low of a price, it's a home run. I threw a business mixer once a quarter. It allowed me to sit back and have everyone come to me, number one. So my sphere of influence came to me, number one. Number two, it allowed for me to give back to them saying, hey, I want you guys to meet each other because you guys are all great. You're phenomenal. And you guys all give me business and I give you business, and I think you guys should give each other business. So guess what? Now I, the realtor, am the straw that serves a drink, and I'm connecting them. I'm the hub, right? I'm the connection for all these business folks. And not only that, it allows for you to see everyone in one room. It's that simple. You get to see everyone at one time. And I'm telling you what I've learned from doing this is it started with 20, it went to 40, it went to 80. I got it open to over 100 where I had to start splitting this off. And it got crazy. But guess what I got in return? Referrals. I got a lot of business. And so business mixers are highly effective. Business mixers allows for you to have everyone come to you and to get a massive amount of referrals in one setting. So make it part of your plan once a quarter. You have to do it once a quarter. And start small. You might have 5 people for the first one. And when you ask them if they have friends that are in business, that are business owners, guess what? They might invite 5 more, and it might be 10 the next time. And it might be 20, and then it might go to 60. You start small, you be consistent, you do it once a quarter, and I'm telling you, your sphere of influence will refer you a lot of business. Yes, I just gave you a ton, right? You got your sphere of influence. Done. You now know what you need to do as far as contacting them, staying in front of them, the events you have to do, all this stuff. And there's a lot. And a lot of you are probably going, gosh, I mean, I signed up for a course, but this is work. And I'm busy, Tyler, and I got listing appointments, and I have buyers I have to show homes, and how do I do all this? And I want to give you guys some tips of what I found was successful, right? It made me successful on doing this. Because it's not like you can just dedicate 8 hours a day to doing this. It has to fit within your schedule, and I know you're all busy. Guys, I was just as busy, right? But I want to give you guys some tips on what I found to be very successful to do this. And guys, let me just tell you real quick, these are the bare minimums. The items I gave you are the bare minimums. You are going to have a very healthy book of business off of only your sphere of influence if you do these items. And the items I gave you are the bare minimums. You want to do more, you want to have more business? Great. You have too much business, you don't know what to do? Even better. You can refer it out, get a referral fee, and still make a lot of great money. So let's jump into those. So first you have to think about how you plan this out. And if you're prepared, you will win. So let's just use an example. Let's say it's the last week in December, okay? And I'm planning the next 3 months. That's what I did. Tyler planned 3 months in advance. You have to plan the 3 months, you have to schedule the week, and you have to prioritize the day. I'm gonna repeat that. Plan the 3 months, schedule the week, prioritize the day. So in December, the last week, if I was planning for Q1 of the next year, I'd put on 3 calendars, January, February, and March, on paper. I wanted to make it really easy. You can do it on Google Calendar, you can do it on Outlook Calendar. I did it with just paper, so I'm a visual guy and I can see them. I had January, February, and March. And I thought, okay, I have to see my diamonds, right? I have to see and call them all every month. So who do I need to call? What do I need to talk about? And how am I going to have items to talk about or things that help me remember? I'm putting that down. Do I need to have a mixer? Where am I putting that? Do I have any housewarming parties? Where am I putting that? I'm planning it all out, right? So now let's take week 1 of January. Now I look at week 1, I schedule the week, right? So I'm looking at going, okay, I've got listing presentations here. I have to fit in, a couple pop buys. What can I do? I'm planning the week. And then when I look at my day, I have to prioritize it. So if I have gap time or filler time, I like to call it, which an hour maybe from 9 to 10 or another hour from 2 to 3, guess what? I'm going, okay, I know I have to call my diamonds So guess what? During that hour, I'm going to call my diamond. So let me pencil in. I have to call Amy. She's a diamond. I have to call Bill. He's a diamond. Those are the things I did. And that's how I was successful with managing all of these tasks. It's that simple. Get paper, put it down, plan the 3 months, schedule the week, prioritize your day. That's all you have to do. Let's talk about being efficient with your time. Very important. Second item here. You have to be efficient or you're not going to be successful. I'm telling you what will happen. It'll be just like working out in January. You work out, you're excited, you miss a day, you miss a week, you miss a month. The next thing you know, it's April or June or July, and you stopped working out altogether. You don't want your sphere of influence, you to start and get all this momentum, and then forget about things. So here's how I was effective and efficient with my time. Number one, if I have a listing presentation today at 6 p.m. in, let's just say, South Sacramento, I know that, guess what? If I have to be there at 6 with traffic, I might want to leave early and get there around 5. That's an hour ahead of time. So within that hour, I'm thinking, I'm going to be there. I'll be there an hour early. Are there any clients, friends, people in my sphere of influence I can pop by their house, right? Is there anybody who has an office around here that I can stop on in and drop off an item of value, right? These are the things that I always had in my mind. I can beat traffic, so I'm not wasting time in traffic. I can go there early. I can maybe put a couple pop-bys in. Maybe I can call a couple clients. Maybe I can do a couple voice notes. I had an hour and I actually maximized that hour. So maximize your time is very important. The second thing is being prepared, right? Think about this. I had a lot of stuff in my trunk for popping by. I did a video, which I'll link down here. It's called Junk in the Trunk. I did a video on what junk is in your car trunk. And mine was full of stuff, folks. And it was full of stuff because if I was in a neighborhood where a client lived, I wanted to be prepared if I did a pop-by, right? Or if I impromptu saw a client, I wanted to give them an item of value. I mean, I had everything in place. I was very well prepared. And I think that's what you have to think about, is utilizing your time, and when you prioritize your day, what's important, what gap time do I have, and let me fill it in. So I think those are two great examples that you can think what I did. There's several others that you need to just make sure you really look at your time and make sure you stick to the plan, because these are the bare minimums that you need to make sure you're successful with your sphere of influence. Woo! So you're done, right? You're done with the section, and there was a lot there, right? There's a lot of work to do. I hope you realize that I was successful selling 300 plus homes a year because I actually not only had a sphere of influence that was great, but I did the work, right? You have the plan of attack, you have to do the work now. And that's it. So make it happen, no excuses. Start planning your next 3 months. Start tomorrow. Plan your next 3 months on what you have to do. Get it down on paper and make it happen. Don't focus so much on the details, just do it. I promise you. I've seen so many people plan for months to get started, and guess what? They were successful, but they lost 3 months. And I've seen people just go ahead and do it the next day, and they were successful the next day. You want to be the successful the next day people, right? Because you can take all of this, you can run with it, and you can make it happen. So make your sphere of influence work for you. That's what you're here for. Let's go on to the next section where I help you really understand growing it, maintaining it, and really turning in and pulling out people that maybe should or shouldn't be there. That's what next section is all about. It's about maintenance, it's about really growing it, and it's about making your sphere of influence the best it can be. I'll see you there. All right, welcome to section 4. And really, we're going to be talking about asking for the business, right? Ask and you shall receive. You got to ask. Also, we're going to talk about health checks, right? Maintenance. You got to maintain your sphere of influence, just like a vehicle, truly, just like a oil change or a tune-up. And then growth, right? As you start to get the people out of your sphere that shouldn't be in there, I got to give you some ideas on how to pull new people in, different areas to pull people in to grow your sphere of influence. So come along into this section. You are almost done, and you're now going to learn the power of growth, maintenance, and asking for the business. Ask and you shall receive. That's the best phrase out there, right? It's very simple. I don't need to explain it. But in sphere of influence and working by referral, guess what? If you don't ask, you will not receive, right? So you need to ask the hard questions. And a couple of the hard questions are, hey, Jen, thanks for coming out to lunch. Hey, if your sister was buying a house, am I the realtor that you'd refer her to? I just want to know, am I that guy? Right? I'm asking that question. And you have to ask those questions. The way that she responds, whether it be, yes, of course, Tyler, you are, I go, ding, 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 guess what? Maybe she's a silver, maybe she's going to be a gold, right? Maybe she's a gold, maybe she's going to be a diamond, whatever that may be. You now are qualifying her. Now, if she says, you know, Tyler, my aunt just got into real estate. Bam, wonderful. I'm still going to enjoy the lunch. I'm going to have fun, but I'm going to take her and move her out of my sphere of influence, right? You have to ask these questions because you're constantly qualifying your sphere of influence. You're constantly qualifying it. You're constantly asking those questions. Hey, don't forget about me. I love referrals. I'm in the business for buyers and sellers. I'm here to help. I'm here to provide. I want to help your friends and family members. Let them know that. They have to know these things, folks. I was very good at passively asking the right question, right? Hey, I'd love to help your friends and family members. Do you know anybody right now who wants to buy or sell? I mean, that is what I said. And if you get good at this and practices, it comes off very easily where you don't look like a super salesperson. And guess what? This is your sphere of influence. They like you, they already appreciate you, they already trust you, and you're just now asking the question. Qualify the people in your sphere of influence, and you will see a big return. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. I promise. So let's talk about maintenance. Maintenance is a very important key subject here with your sphere of influence. It's just like a car, right? A car needs oil and tune-ups. When you get oil and tune-ups to your car, it expands the life of your car, right? Same with your sphere of influence. You have to constantly be looking at it. And how I did this was I dedicated 1 hour every month to look. Here are my diamonds, here are my golds, here are my silvers. Am I on track? Am I doing the activities I should? Who's my biggest referrer? Who is the people who are not referring me? Who are the people I've reached out to 5 or 6 times and they just haven't called me back, right? I mean, if you have a silver that you have supposedly a good relationship with, and you've contacted them, whether it be a voice note, Facebook, however, and they're not calling you back, that to me would be a red flag of I probably shouldn't have in my sphere of influence. I don't have a relationship. I hate when I see a lot of realtors out there that have 10,000 people in their sphere. Hey, Tyler, I got 10,000 people, man. Life is good. But guess what? 400 of them, or 100 of them, or 20 of them actually give them referrals. I love the 20 that give them referrals. The other thousands that don't, get out, right? That to me is realtors wanting to feed their ego. And this is not an ego business. This is a business to get a lot of referrals, to make a lot of money, and it's all about maintenance. I promise you, if you pull out the people who aren't referring you, you're going to see your sphere of influence is smaller. It's going to make you hungry to add more people in, which in turn is going to get you more business because you're going to have better relationships. It's that simple. So maintenance is very important. I want you to dedicate 1 hour every month to go through. Who are your top referrers? Should you be moving people from diamond to gold? And maybe you should be moving people from gold to diamond, right? Whoever and whatever that may be, you have to maintain your sphere of influence to be successful. Growth is very important as a key success to your sphere of influence because it becomes stagnant over time. I'm telling you, it just does. And you got to always add a little oomph to it, right? And you got to get outside kind of your comfort zone, your normal day-to-day activities to make that happen. So I did things like joining my city council, right? I got to meet new people. I got to learn about my city. I got to add those people I met to my sphere of influence. I got to build rapport with them. I got to bring items to them at city council meetings. And guess what? In return, I got referrals, right? I joined meetups. I was into wine. I went and joined a wine meetup. I learned all about wine. I met 40 other people who loved wine just like I did. And guess what? I added to my sphere of influence. And not only that, when I stopped by their house or their office after a certain amount of time of building rapport, I brought them a bottle of wine, my favorite. I'd say, hey, I'm so glad I met you. I love wine, you love wine. I can't wait to do business one day. Just was in the neighborhood, hope all is well, right? I'm growing my sphere of influence. It's so simple. And it comes so natural to me because I just made it a habit to always do some events, whether it be a networking event, whether it be going to meet a builder who I don't have a relationship with, whether I'm asking somebody, hey, do you know somebody who's a great plumber? I need a plumber because my real estate recall, I don't have a plumber. I mean, I was constantly on the hunt to grow, right, my sphere of influence. And it's so important to do these things. I'm going to give you guys some suggestions here of what I did. I'm going to give you a lot of different ways to grow your sphere of influence, different outlets, whether it be meetup, whether it be city council, whether it be, bowling, whatever it may be. I'm going to give you a ton of different things so you have no excuse not to grow because you don't want this to just be a stagnant sphere of influence, right? You got to start somewhere and you got to get it up to that 300. 300 is an important number because it's a doable number to manage. And it's a number that I have seen people get tons of business. You have a great book of business with 300. So make it happen. Grow, grow, grow. Woohoo! Section 4 is done, and you are done with the course. Congratulations. Guys, I've given you a lot, right? Especially in this last section, you know how to ask for the business. Ask and you shall receive. You know how to maintain your sphere of influence. and you know how to grow, baby. You know how to grow your sphere of influence. Now, the real work starts now, right? I'm ending this, and this is the end of the course, but guess what? You have to actually put all of this that you've learned, this great work that you've learned, you gotta put into action, and you gotta do the work to make sure your sphere of influence is working for you. So good luck, make it happen. Congratulations. Thank you for following me along in this 4-course series. Ciao. Guys, thanks so much for purchasing this. I'm so grateful because you actually not only took your money and spent it on something I believe is very good, but also now you're taking your time, the most precious commodity out there, right? Truly, your time, and you're actually watching this. And you're better educating yourself. And I'm telling you, in real estate, it's all about education. Remember, you don't want to just be the plan of attack person. You want to be the do person. And now you have to do the work. And so master this, right? Master what I've taught you. Take these items and be the master of it. Because I'm telling you, I had 300 people in my sphere of influence. I got them all working for me. I was getting over 30 plus referrals a month, consistently, month over month. And you can do the same thing. You can even do it more with more than 300 people. Trust the process and watch this referral business of your sphere of influence grow really big. If you have questions, if you have problems, I'm here. I'm here to help. Ask the questions. Go to my Facebook page and ask, hey Tyler, I'm struggling with this section. What do you mean by this? I am here to deliver back to you. You have an open door to me, my friends. So go to my Facebook and ask questions. You can also check me out on my website on askty.com. There's a lot of other promotional items on there, free things you can print out, goal setting stuff, so much more there that's free that you should take advantage of, right? Continue to take advantage of what I give you after this course. Thanks again so much. I really appreciate you. You don't know how much I really do appreciate you purchasing this course and taking the time to actually learn how to better your business. I think as realtors, we all should be educating our brains and putting systems in place to be better realtors, to better our craft, and to work by referral. Ciao.